Hey, it's Christina with leadsandleverage.com, and I am coming at you live again today. If you are watching this in replay, please do me a favor and comment below. Let me know you're here. I'm responding to your comments even after the live event. I like to be able to help you. I like to get to know you. That's really the thing. I love that I can talk to you face to face. I know I'm saying this at the beginning of every video, but it's important, and I want you to know I'm doing these so I can get to know you. So if you're watching this in replay, definitely comment and let me know that you're here and where you're coming from. So if you're watching this live, hi Donna. I'm Christina with leadsandleverage.com, and if you're live with me, let me know where you're from. That's the first thing, and in the comments below. And the second thing I'm going to ask you today is, have you ever used a lead magnet? So I want to, hey Donna, so definitely let me know if you've ever used a lead magnet. So that's my big, we're going to talk about lead magnets. We're going to talk about what they are, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to leverage them and what they are, why you'd use them, how to leverage them, all that kind of stuff. So the goal here is you come out of this, I have about 35-40 minutes with you. I want you to come out of this with something that you can use and you can actually implement today to get more leads. Lead magnets are awesome. They're awesome. In fact, they're how you build your database, and you might actually be using them and not even realize that you're using lead magnets. So if you're just joining me, pop in the comments below. Let me know that you're here and where you're from, and have you ever used a lead magnet before? Yes, Donna, I know you've used them. Yep, absolutely. So I wanted to share, what actually prompted me to talk about this one on a Facebook live stream. Sorry about that. On a Facebook live stream is one of the members of Facebook for Real Estate Agents. It's a real estate group here on Facebook. I'm pointing to my computer. Sorry. Was sharing with me, like, I don't know how to deliver a lead magnet. What do I need to, what do I need to do to be able to host it, to get it out to people, things like that. So it actually prompted me to think, we need to talk about lead magnets, because people don't realize really how valuable they are. And actually, they don't realize that a lead magnet or an ethical bribe, call it either way you want. I started out calling them ethical bribes, now I just call them lead magnets. I think that's kind of how the industry's gone. Not the real estate industry, the online industry. Hey, Chris. So I just wanted to share with you kind of how you can leverage it. This is big. You want to be able to leverage it. So some of the things that you might be doing, if you're running ads on Facebook and you're running an ad to your IDX, like an IDX registration, excuse me, guys, to an IDX registration, you're using a lead magnet. And what I mean by that is, if you're driving people to somewhere where they need to actually give you their information in order to get information from you, that's a lead magnet. So a lot of the home value ads, the home value landing pages, that's a form of a lead magnet. And IDX, if you're running your listings and you're driving it to a place where they need to register to get actual information from you, that's a form of a lead magnet. It's a lead capture option. And there are all kinds of different lead magnets that you can use. You can use those that I just talked about. You can use ebooks, you can use checklists, you can use templates, you could use resource lists, you can use video trainings. I mean, if you guys have been through any of my systems here, I use everything. I do a lot of PDF downloads, really easy. I have a mini course, like a little mini class on how to do things that I have, pause me, sorry about that. I have like a mini course. I've done all kinds of things. The thing is that you want to have lead magnets that will appeal to all the different aspects of your avatar. And I've talked about avatars before, but basically your avatar is the person, the ideal person that you want as your client. So you want to have a different variety. But let's just talk about the question that I actually got asked that prompted this was, what are the basic steps needed to host a downloadable ebook? And I wanted to step backwards a little bit and let's talk about different things you can use for lead magnets. Sometimes I think that hey, before I get into it, if you're new, you're still watching, comment below. Let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. And my question for you, just tell me where you're from. Let me know you're here. I love to get to know you guys. But one of my big questions for you is, have you ever used a lead magnet before? So let me know that. So back to what I was talking about. We tend to get overwhelmed with the idea of a lead magnet. We just want to run ads on Facebook that are maybe our listings because that's easy. It's easy. The listing's done. I could just put some pictures in, put some information in, put my phone number in that ad, and boom, I'll get some leads. Well, if you've run an ad recently that way, you've probably noticed that you haven't really actually gotten any leads. And if you did, not so great. So, hey, Mary from Carlsbad. Awesome. Never used a lead magnet. Sweet. I'm going to teach you today how to do it. So we tend to not think in terms of capturing information. We think in terms of just putting information out there, hoping that it'll come to the right person. So with a lead magnet, the goal is to capture. So if you're using home value landing pages, that's a lead magnet. If you're actually using your IDX with a registration requirement, you're using it as a lead magnet. That's a good thing. So the different types of lead magnets that I've talked about, ebooks, checklists, resource lists, things like that. One of probably, I think it's the easiest way, and really valuable because it takes people through their customer journey willingly. They're willingly going through the journey with you. One of the easiest and best ways to, number one, use a lead magnet, and number two, create a lead magnet, is to write a blog post. And please don't have a heart attack when I say write a blog post. You can even do a video like this, whatever you want. If you guys will notice, I'm doing this live stream, right? And right above the live stream or to the side, one of the sides, not only do I tell you what this live stream's about, but below it, I tell you what the next step is, right? And there's a link there. And guess what that link is? It's a lead magnet. I am giving you something of value that's the next step in the journey to this conversation, but that's a lead magnet. So this is what you're going to want to do too. So you can do a video, you can do a live stream, you can do whatever you want. But the goal with a lead magnet is to take the person that you're talking to or sharing with or working with a step forward on their journey with you. So for you guys, what that would be is you write a blog post, or you do a live stream, or you do a video blog. And what's the next logical step? So the absolute easiest thing to do would be, if you're writing a blog post, the easiest thing to do would be to actually just create a PDF of that blog post, especially if there are steps and things that person, your avatar, should be implementing. So if you're writing a blog post on, 10 things you can do to increase, 10 things under $250 that you can do to increase the value of your house by $1,000, whatever that is. So you have kind of a checklist of 10 things that they can do. You have it written in a blog post. If you turn that into a PDF and let them download that PDF, they have to give you their email, but if they download that PDF, that's awesome, because then they can take it and they can mark on it and they can cross things off and use it. That's valuable to people. That's kind of the next step of the journey for them. So that's the first one. You can turn it into just a downloadable PDF. That's the easiest, guys. That's the absolute easiest. If you do video, like live streams or any type of video blogs, the easiest thing would be to get it transcribed. Use something like speechpad.com. Get it transcribed and allow people to download the PDF of the transcription, because some people like to read. So there are all kinds of different ways you can do it, and they're very simple. So you're kind of repurposing what you've already done. The goal here is to not keep reinventing the wheel. The goal is to give good value, help people, and move them along the journey, and also to take that value and use it all the different ways that you've done it. So here's an example. Think of a restaurant. When a restaurant, not your super high-end ones, but a normal one, and I'm not talking like a Golden Corral or something like that, but just a normal restaurant. They might have a special one night. So that special is, let's say the special is salmon for that night. And so they serve that salmon meal. Then the next day, they also have available a salmon salad. So they've repurposed a bit of what they had and made the next step, because they want to utilize what they've got. They don't want to throw things out in waste, and they don't want to have to recreate every single moment, every single time. So this is just kind of a normal restaurant. So that gives you an idea kind of what I mean by repurpose in a silly way. But definitely, we don't want to be spending, a couple hours of our time creating these ridiculously fancy lead magnets that really people don't care about. And let's be honest, unless it's really a checklist, most people don't actually read the lead magnet. Like with my Facebook page setup checklist that I have for you, a lot of times what happens is people download it and they never print it and they never do anything with it, which is why I like to follow up with them. This is what you will do too. Follow up with them. Did you use it? Did you do something? Do you have questions? Because the goal is to help people actually achieve what they want to achieve. You want to get them through their customer journey. And sometimes that means that they'll use you. Sometimes it means they won't use you. But you want to move people through that journey. And lead magnets allow you to do that. So let's see. Troy, hi Troy from Dallas. Hey Rebecca, how are you guys? Anybody else that's here? Let me know. Just comment below. Let me know where you're from. And let me know if you've ever used a lead magnet before. That'd be great. Lead magnet. Have you used one before? Troy says, I've done Facebook ads for open houses and just listed. So Troy, when you're doing Facebook ads for open houses and just listeds, are you driving people to a registration required IDX link for them to get the details of that just listed property or that open house? That's how you use that as a lead magnet. And I know it seems like, oh, people do that. If you're promoting stuff and you have a couple pictures up there and you know that behind that link, there's maybe a video or there's 30 more pictures or there's more information that they don't have on that post, they're going to register, and you want to do that. So you want to always be thinking and how everything that you do, how can you capture the lead? Awesome. Troy's doing it. You want to capture the lead. That's the point. Awesome. Susan's putting a couple together. Yeah, that's, and Susan, what I was sharing, is that you can actually, I think you're in, you're in the blogging bootcamp class, which I'm going to be teaching much more in depth, this little piece of this concept today. So that's going to be awesome. But we can do the biggest thing that I think the easiest thing to do is to take a blog post and create a PDF out of it and offer that as a download, because people like to print and have things in their hands. I mean, I know we're the world of Kindles and e-readers and all that kind of stuff, but what's funny is I have around 1,200 books on my Kindle. But in the last couple of months, I've been buying like 20 books a month, real books, like real tangible books, because I'm liking the idea. I like highlighting and I like pulling them and I like having them as notes and I like to pull the information, and just quite frankly, it's not as easy. Plus I'm trying to get off my electronics about an hour and a half before I go to bed, and I like to read then. So that's all part of that. But we're very tangible. We love the electronic stuff, but we also like the real stuff. So make sure you have PDF downloads of whatever you're writing. Even better, you can do checklists or templates and things like that, but those are the easiest for lead magnets. Amy's in Denver. She hasn't. Awesome. She's preparing for her 500. Yes. And so what you can do, Amy, you could even take, like, if you could think of a quick checklist or something that you could create, you could actually put that as a lead magnet and your call to action and offer that in your header photo or on the Facebook call to action button or in your short about section, things like that. So you guys, as you're creating your blog posts and as you're creating these lead magnets, you're going to find, I have dozens upon dozens of lead magnets now, and people coming into them from all over the place. Every time I write an article for Inman, I always include a lead magnet. I always include something of value, which is the next step. Usually it's like a checklist or a resource list, because I talk and train in those articles. I talk to and I train. So that's what I do. That's the same thing you're going to want to do. It's the same thing I did in our real estate business. It was always about providing the next step of value or the same value in a different way. And it's seen as more valuable. And the people, when people go through that, they're choosing to opt in. They're choosing, yes, I want this. I want this in this value, or I want this in this way. So they don't feel hornswoggled. I don't even know where that word came from, but they don't feel taken advantage of, because they willingly made that progress. You didn't run an ad to them. This is part of what you're offering to them. Rebecca says, to chime in, Trulia has lead magnets already made that can be customized with agent info and logos. Awesome. If the lead magnets are actually valuable. So you want to make sure that they are really perceived as valuable. A lot of times when some of those big places give lead magnets, they're pretty clinical and not relational. And what I mean by that is you want to, thanks, Chris. I don't even know where that came from. It's just crazy. But you want to make sure that they're seen as, by relational, I mean, you want them to build a know, like, and trust relationship. So you don't want them to be too clinical. And a lot of times when those types of organizations write your content for you, including your lead magnet, it's kind of clinical. It's not in your personality. But here's the thing, until you can get things in your personality, in your way of building a relationship, use what you can. Use what you can. So that's perfect, Rebecca. Hey, Jerry, welcome. So, I'm trying to think of what else on lead magnet. Let's see. I'm looking at what I wrote on the, for the live thing for this one. Let's see. Okay. So you want to, amen. You want to think of this like this. Every time you do an ad, you need to have it drive to a lead magnet in some way. So for example, page-like ads. If you're doing page-like ads, your lead magnet in a sense is to get them to click like on your page. You don't want to have anything else going on that ad. But on your page itself, you want to have a lead magnet opportunity. So on the header photo, if you look at my page, you're on my page right now. Well, you might not be for the, if you're on video, or if you're on mobile, but if you're on the computer and you scroll up and you look at my page, I got a lead magnet in the header photo. You want to do that. Now it needs to be, we need to adjust for the new sizes because Facebook changed the pages a couple days ago. But you need a header photo with a lead magnet in it. You want to use that sign up button or that call to action button that Facebook gives you. That's where you'd put a lead magnet. You want to use any about descriptions where you can say, hey, if you want this, do this. You want to do that. So that's the first place. So if you're running a page like ad, you definitely want lead magnets on your page so that when they click like on your page, they can actually choose to do the lead magnet. If you do it right, if you know your avatar, if you've targeted right, and people are actually clicking like, about 50% of those people will actually click through and give you their information because the lead magnet's there. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens I run about 75%. So about 75% of the people who click like on my business page also follow through and give me their information somehow, whether it's through that header photo, whether it's through the Facebook call to action, or whether it's through the about button, whatever it is, I capture about 75% of those. So it's about 50 or 2 to 1, 50% for most people. If you have the right audience and you have lead magnets in every place you can get them. The other way, you always want to run every other type of ad you run. You want it to be lead magnet focused because you want to capture their information. That's the goal. Capture, 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 capture. So everything, when you write a blog post, you want to think lead magnet focused. About a year ago now, it was about, we're in June, so six months ago now, 7 months ago now, someone shared with me the idea of using a content upgrade, which is a lead magnet inside blog posts and just PDFing your blog post. And I was like, okay, do people actually download that? So I tested it. Holy cow. Like I was running 48 to 52% of people who landed on a specific blog post were opting into this. 48 to 52% of people who weren't doing it before that. So they are. You want to capture that. And if you're driving the right traffic to your page, that's valuable. That's huge. So you want to use lead magnets. Absolutely use lead magnets. Give value. You definitely don't want to like lead them on this rabbit trail of, well, I tell you everything, but you got to sign in for the rest of it. You don't want to do that. You want to give total value in the blog post. Give the value that you said you were going to do by driving them to that blog post, but then offer the next step. That's what a lead magnet is, the next step. So if you want to see that, if you want to download this to reference it later, that's the next step. If you need the checklist, whatever you're creating, next step. So, okay, Mary says, is there a specific tool you use for the actual registration, or do you just create a registration page off your website? So yes, there are actually 2 tools, and I will put the links in the comment thread. I actually have the links for these. The first tool, you need to have an email database. So I recommend MailChimp. Definitely recommend MailChimp. So that's the first one. The second tool you need, because you need to be able to send out responses, and you want to capture their email, you want to be able to send things out. The second piece you're going to need is lead pages, and I have that as well. So I will actually put, I've got links for you guys that I can put in there. Here, I can do this pretty quick right now, because I actually have what's called their affiliate links. I do get something for them at the same time. If you register through them, you get bonuses. So I want to make sure that you are getting all of these bonuses. Where are my tools and resources? Look it up on my page. Sorry, just a minute, you guys. Let me pull this, copy this link. I'm going to put this one in. So tools I recommend. I'm putting it into the text now, guys. It's got to be on my computer because I can't put it on my phone. So let me, there it is. I'm putting them in now. Copy link address. Copy link address. Okay, there you go. So you guys should see that in the tools I recommend. Awesome. So yes, so you need to have those two tools. Absolutely. The other thing too, what you can do is what I do to actually create the lead magnet. This is crazy easy. I use Google Docs. So you can just take you can put your your blog in WordPress, and then you can just copy and paste the whole thing over into Google Docs, and then you can export it as a PDF. Now you want to strip out if there's funky formatting and stuff like that, but then you could just export it as a PDF. So it's super easy. Super. It's awesome. It's amazing how easy that piece of it is. Amy says, so it's okay to start these before 500. So as far as the start these, Amy, yes, I know what you're talking about. For everyone else, Amy's talking about one of the things that I teach inside Facebook Domination Secret Members is how to build a very targeted audience on Facebook that you can then go back and market to, in a sense, and build a relationship with. And by building that audience, you're getting them past the first hurdle, and that is connecting with you. So page likes matter, guys. I talked about those yesterday. So yes, Amy, what you can do is you can start your lead magnet and put it in your header photo, get it going on all those other things. You don't have to run ads for it. You don't even have to have a blog post to start this. You can start that right away. That's valuable. I could use a basic things you need to know about selling or buying real estate in this crazy Denver market PDF. You could, however, focus on one, buying or selling. Which one? So just have a PDF for one of them. And since you're probably driving mostly homeowners from the targeting that I've been teaching you into your page, I would do the selling one. That's what I would do. Let's see, tools I recommend. Awesome. You're welcome, Mary. Any other questions, you guys? I'm watching the time because I have to get off at about 10:40 in about 20 minutes. I have a class to teach, Blogging Bootcamp for Real Estate Agents. We are on Module 5, and we're going to talk about traffic today. And traffic is pretty awesome. And one of the ways to capture traffic, we're going to talk about driving traffic and capturing traffic, but one of the ways to capture traffic is, or really the best way, is lead magnets. So guess what we're talking about today? The timing of this live stream, I actually didn't coordinate this, so it's just kind of funny. I was reviewing the class this morning that I had done, and I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of funny. That's what I'm talking about. And this whole topic right here that we're right now doing was inspired because someone in the Facebook for Real Estate Agents group asked me specifically, what are the basic steps needed to host and download an ebook? I want to talk about the different, I just thinking about that. Every time I say the word ebook, I think about this. Let's talk about the different types of lead magnets. There are things like ebooks and checklists and templates and videos and how-to videos and mini classes, mini courses, things like that. And there is a perception of value between all of these, but there's also a conversion rate associated with all of these. So I want to let you know that while people talk about ebooks having a perceived higher value, and while people think how-to videos are pretty awesome and all that kind of stuff, the highest converting lead magnet is a checklist or a template. Cheat sheet, roadmap, all things along those lines. One page, quick and easy resource. That's the highest converting cross industry. Those words, using those words. So whatever you're going to do, try and do that. Try and provide those words in that way. You can do all kinds. If you guys have seen mine, I have all kinds of different ones. But for the most part, what I create are checklists and templates that people like and use. And now that's what I do. So think about that when you're doing that, because the actual question in the group was about a downloadable ebook. And people want quick, they want bite size, they want juicy, meaty, but quick and easy. So that kind of rhymed. So that's kind of what they want. So you want to think about that. What's really quick, and you need to understand the realism here, the reality. I am making up words. Bringing words in that don't work. Sorry about that. The reality of it is here, most people aren't actually going to consume this. And what I mean by that is they're going to download it. It's going to sit on their desktop or wherever they download it to. They're going to forget about it. Or they'll open it, fly through it and then mean to get back to it. That's just our culture. It's not necessarily good or bad. We gather and we accumulate, but we don't always consume. And so the reality is most people are not going to consume the lead magnet. You want it to be valuable and you want it to be a next step. But at the same time, just remember, don't spend so much time focusing on it. Like, I am writing the next, John Grisham bestseller or whatever. You're not. You're giving the next step of value. Small, bite-sized, juicy, and meaty. That's what you want. Hopefully that helps you guys. So let me know. Any other questions on this? Any thoughts? Whatever. I'm watching for questions on the page too, to see. And if you guys are just joining me, please comment. Let me know where you're from, because I like to see that you guys are here. I want to talk to you. Let me know where you're from. And also, let me know if you've ever used a lead magnet. So if you're watching this in replay, let me know. Rebecca says, what about quizzes for lead magnets? If you've ever read Ask by Ryan Levesque, he uses surveys and quizzes and things like that, and they work very well. It needs to be a very attractive quiz, like really grab their attention. So, if you were a house, what kind of house would you be? That was a popular one that went around about a year and a half ago. And it wasn't actually for, I don't think it was a real estate agent. It was like BuzzFeed or something like that. So, Rebecca said, one of the million books on my nightstand. Yes. So yes, absolutely. You can use quizzes. The goal now, the quizzes would be, you could take a quiz, you could do that, but I'm thinking more along the lines of content upgrade and repurposing what you've already done. When you do a quiz like that, what you want to do is that's a front end one where you'd create the quiz and then you'd have either here's the results and then here's your next step after that. So if you don't plan on creating a results page and a next step process for them, I wouldn't do the quiz. But it's a great idea if you're going to create that. That's kind of your funnel process with that. Whereas with a blog post or a content upgrade or things like that, you can just quickly create that content upgrade as the next step. And then the next step after that is you being in relationship with them via email. So with quizzes, you need another one in between. Not a bad thing, just means you need to it's a little bit backwards. Not backwards, it's just opposite. It's not backwards. Any other questions, you guys? I love that. Yesterday I was so bummed because the internet was just funky and Facebook was funky and it wasn't letting me actually have conversations with you guys. I was even watching a live stream a little bit later, another live stream. I don't watch that many, but the one person I do watch is my coach. And I was watching theirs and it was the same thing. I kept having to refresh the page, because it just kept timing out. So it was just kind of, yesterday was not a lovely day for live stream on Facebook. Did anybody else see, I posted in the groups this morning, the new 360 that Facebook's doing now with pictures. So did you see that? It's really cool. They took a 360 and it was like, it wasn't just 360 round, it was down and up and everything. They took pictures using like a 360 app or a panoramic app or whatever on their phone, and then they just uploaded it to Facebook, and Facebook is now automatically turning those into, when you hold your phone, you can move your phone and travel around it, travel around that photo. That's a great, it's awesome, and it's really kind of cool. You could easily turn listing photos into that. If you do 360 pictures outside, like the neighborhood, you could do that. You could even do some drone pictures like that. That would be really cool, that you could do, and you could put those as your ad on Facebook. So that'll get attention. People like that kind of stuff, especially right now. Nobody's doing it because it just released today. So just something you could jump up on, jump into, whatever. Any other thoughts? Did you guys see that in the groups? It was from the World Trade Center. And Mark Zuckerberg actually posted it originally. Wonder if you guys saw that or not. Angela said, oh, that would be really good for a virtual walkthrough and a listing. Yes, but it's just a 360. So it's not a movement through the house. It's just your surrounding. So it would be like one room. So probably really good for backyards or neighborhood things, or a really cool room that's got a lot of features all around it. So yeah, that would be really cool. How would you do the 360 zone? I have no idea. Drone. I just threw that out. I have no idea. probably just a whole series of pictures. I would be willing to bet that there are drones where inside the drone, the camera can spin and take a whole picture. That might require a much more expensive camera than most people have for their drones, or a more expensive drone, but I'd be willing to bet it's out there. Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you're right, Angela. You could do a few key rooms that sell the house in a single, yeah. And what I would actually do is just do 1 or 2 and then push people to more pictures through registration, AKA lead magnet. You want to get people into your database and you want to find out people who are truly interested. So you give them a little bit of a nibble and you give them the rest of the meal via registration. So they get the appetizer. The appetizer is just enough to tell them, hey, I'm still hungry. I want some more. Just don't give them too big of an appetizer. You don't want to fill them up. Awesome, you guys. Any other questions? I have about 9 minutes left. I got to get ready for Blogging Bootcamp. I'm ready. I just like to get all prepped up and get my water, things like that. Class today is going to be awesome. It's about traffic. Traffic. Any other questions? Oh, and if you're wondering what I'm saying, like, what am I talking about when I keep talking about Blogging Bootcamp? I actually have a 5-day challenge. It's called Get Your Blog On, and it's leadsandleverage.com/GYBO. Get Your Blog On. You can go. It's free. I actually am going to help you in that challenge. It's 5 days. I help walk you through getting your blog started, because blogs now have even more value than they've ever had in the history of websites. It's awesome. It's awesome. Which is the best info for the week, Amy? Lead magnets or the 360 panoramic? I think it's the lead magnets. I think we were talking about. Yeah, lead magnets are awesome. And I think, I don't remember, Amy, are you in the Blogging Bootcamp class? There's quite a few students in there, and I don't remember the names of everybody in it. I know you're in FDS. I just didn't know if you were in the Blogging Bootcamp. Lead magnets, yeah. Awesome. No, okay. No on Blogging Bootcamp. Yeah, I'm reading your, sorry, anybody listening? I'm just reading what Amy's telling me. Repeating it back to Blogging Bootcamp. Yeah. Angela says, can we start the Blogging Bootcamp now and catch back up? So if you're not actually in Blogging Bootcamp, no, we're doing live version of it right now, but in about 3 weeks, I'm actually, in 3 weeks, I'm pretty sure it's 3 weeks, 1, 2, might be 4 weeks. I will actually have Blogging Bootcamp available as a course for everybody to enroll in and watch. So you can get into that realm of it, Angela. So as soon as it's available, I'll let you guys know. Right now we're doing the live recording, and I keep it just the people who joined into the live recording. But do the Get Your Blog On, because there is right in the middle, module 3 of Blogging Bootcamp, one lesson inside module 3 is Get Your Blog On. So that's a great place to start. In fact, it's probably where people feel like is their biggest struggle, is the Get Your Blog On things that I created. So hopefully that'll help you. Any other questions, you guys? Any other thoughts on this? Any clarification you need about using lead magnets? Did I I didn't actually answer what are the basic steps needed. The tools needed, like I shared in the comments, the tools needed are an email provider like MailChimp, and a landing page creator and actually a lead, you want landing pages and lead boxes, which is lead pages. And you would put you'd host the PDF somewhere, like on your media portion of your WordPress site. Then you would put that link in an email, and when people submit their email through the landing page, you have a system set up inside MailChimp that triggers to say, hey, this is what I want. Please email it to me. So they give their email, and then you email out that ebook or that lead magnet to them. That's how it works. That's the basic process of it. Angela, will you put that in Angela says, will you put that in the responses so I can reference it later? The tools or the Blogging Bootcamp? Sorry, Angela, I'm not sure which one you mean. If you're just joining, please let me know that you're here. We'll be wrapping this up here in a minute, but I'd love to know where you're from and if you've ever used a lead magnet. Oh, actually, it's called, Angela, it is leadsandleverage.com/GYBO. Get Your Blog On, GYBO. That's the link. And I can actually just do that. Yeah, Get Your Blog On. I'll put it in right now, GYBO. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and comment. If you're watching this in replay, go ahead and comment, let me know. I will respond, I'll help you. And if you have anything you want me to help you with next week, I have 3 openings for Facebook live streams and I'm open to topics. So I have a variety of options, but I kind of want to see what you guys want. So let me know what you want me to talk about next week. In the meantime, have a fabulous afternoon today. Have a great weekend, and I'm hoping you're rocking it. It's June. Get those sales in. Talk to you guys later.